Oh my god, I love being motivated. I love being motivated.
Me too.
I love being motivated.
Hello, I am Brett Dupree, your inspirational, passionate life coach, and I'm here to talk to you about pain and joy. Pain and joy. Pain and joy. Today, I'm going to be talking about pain and joy. I'm sorry, done with that. Anyway, Course in Miracles teaches that there are two primary emotional states: love and fear. Love and fear. Love containing the positive emotions: joy, happiness, elation. Love. While negative emotions are fear, anger, and sadness, if you will. And I am come to ask you a question. How do you want to act in this world? How do you want to react in this world? A recent incident in my life happened where a relationship that I had that I liked a lot ended in a way that I didn't like a lot. And that caused me to make decisions out of fear, out of sadness, out of anger. When you make decisions out of sadness, fear, and anger, you may get temporary relief. But what you not get is long-term satisfaction. Going through your life, think back after the last time you've made a decision out of anger, out of fear, out of sadness, with someone you love very much. How did it go? Chances are, it didn't go very well. And I'm not saying that these emotions are negative. They are just the opposite, the fear spectrum. They exist for a very good reason. Why do you fear? It's simple. To change something. Because something in your life happened that you want not there. Pretty much. Anger is pure change. You want something different, and you want it different now. Fear is pretty much I should act on something. There's something there. It could hurt me. I should either run, I should either fight it, or I should freeze. And finally, there is sadness, which is generally loss. You had something, and now it's gone. I would probably do some awesome magic trick if I had that ability. Think about it. Those are the fear spectrums. And if you're in a situation where they're necessary, for instance, somebody is coming up to you and threatening your wife, or you better get angry because you want that person not to threaten your wife anymore and fight the person off if that's what it comes to. Or if there's a bear in front of you and you need to run, it's a very good idea to act out of fear. However, when someone hurts your feelings, or if you're in a relationship, this is one of my favorite examples. The saving somebody's feelings because you're afraid to hurt their feelings. I am only 35 years old, and I spent a lot of times really afraid of women, so I didn't have a lot of female friends in high school and such. So in college, pretty much starting from 18 to 35 is when I started actually having female friends, but I had male friends before that. Anyways, long story short, in the last 17 years, I've yet to hear one story that started out with, I don't want to hurt their feelings, so I'm not going to blank, that didn't end up hurting that person's feelings exponentially more. Because that's selfish. That's the negative selfish. There's negative selfish and there's positive selfish. Positive selfish is breaking up with a person because you know it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do for you and most likely them in the long term. But negative selfish would be breaking up with that person just to hurt them because you're mad at them, or not breaking up with them even though you want to, because you are being so selfish that even though you're acting like you're putting them in front of you, But the reality is you're putting your desire not to hurt their feelings in front of them, because that will make you feel bad. And why do you want to feel bad? So how do you want to act in this world? Really think about it. Next time you want to lash out to somebody when they hurt your feelings, when you feel hurt, when you feel sad, when you feel anger, you'll regret it. I mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't feel through the feelings. Feel through the feelings. They're your feelings. My feelings are my feelings. Feelings are there to work through. They're there to give you a lesson. They're there. Feel your feelings. It's very important. I spent a long time in my life avoiding feeling feelings. In fact, I felt abandoned, and I spent since I was 8 and felt abandoned by my mother. My life goal at that point was to never feel abandoned again. So I spent a long time trying not to feel abandoned. And when I felt abandoned, that was like all that pain from then, plus the pain of that, combined into super ultra mega pain. I can see why I acted out of that, because that was a lot more pain than I thought I could feel. But at the same time, when I acted that way, when I acted out of fear, I always ended up regretting my actions when I got to the point where I had some mental clarity. Every time. And I know I am dedicating my life to not acting out of fear. And I'm going to slip up. It's a practice. I don't expect you to be perfect. I don't expect me to be perfect. I expect me to mess up again. I expect me to act out of pain and hurt somebody I love someday in the future. Why? Because I'm human. I am not perfect. I don't come on these videos to tell you how perfect I am. In fact, every lesson I've learned is a lesson that every lesson that I've taught is a lesson that I learned. Even see how I even mixed that up? More proof that I don't think I'm not perfect. I'm not even going to edit that. And notice how I'm also looking at myself instead of the camera? I'm not going to edit that either. I am not perfect. I'm a very flawed individual who's learning something, who's dedicated to learning how to improve my life. That's my dedication. That's my joy. And that's why I teach this. Because when I learn something about myself, I want to teach it to you so you can learn from my example. You can learn from my words. And maybe, just maybe, next time you feel some anger, next time you feel sadness, especially when you're dealing with someone you really care about and someone who you want in your life, maybe you'll step back, reassess, feel what you're feeling through, and when you're done feeling that, and you can calm down and reconnect with who you are and who you know you to be, to then make a plan of action. And even if in this situation in the future, and I do everything right, and the relationship ends, and I never heard from the person again, maybe they just leave, at least I know that I did my best, that I was at my best, that I have nothing to really regret. It just didn't work out. I mean, think about in your life, when you did your best, did you really regret it? I remember in Toastmasters, I was part of 2 clubs. I did an evaluation contest in both clubs. I lost in both clubs. In one club, I felt I did terrible. I did not do my best. I was upset that I lost. In the other club, I felt I did one of my better evaluations. I still lost, but I felt better after that one because I did my best. I did well. I could build on that and do better in the future. So strive to be the best you can be. When you feel that pain, anger, and sadness, take a step back. Work through those emotions. Reassess. And then act when you're in a state of at least neutrality. If you can't get into a state of joy or elation. And when you do that, you can live a life minimizing your regrets. I'm not going to say no regrets, because that probably won't happen, to be honest. I would love to say I can live my future without any regrets, but that is an absolute and putting a lot of pressure on my back not to mess up. I'm going to mess up, and I'm going to learn from it. That's life. And I expect the same from you. I expect you to do something, I expect you to mess up, and I expect you to learn from it. Why? Because you're freaking awesome. Namaste.
JoyousExpansion.com. JoyousExpansion.com. Come and say hello to Brett Dupree. He is an inspirational life coach, good for you and good for me. He turned my life from grey to blue, I'm sure he'll do the same for you. Get in touch and you'll see your life will change dramatically. JoyousExpansion.com. JoyousExpansion.com. Yeah.